Thinking is hard. Welcome to ETC.
I'm Bailey.
I'm Josh. And today we have a
Extra special episode.
That's every episode is special.
But extra.
This one's extra special because we're going to be doing something a little different. So instead of doing a full episode where we're just talking, because of the subject of this episode, we're going to have maybe like half of it be just relaxing sounds.
ASMR. Yep.
If you don't know what that is, ASMR used to be called just like relaxing sounds and stuff. And then it received a proper name at some point.
ASMR because it stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Which sounds like a bunch of scientific words thrown together. Because it kind of is.
Yeah.
But
or it's autosensory, which is kind of cool. Auto or autonomous sensory.
Yeah. So according to Wikipedia, autonomous sensory meridian response, sometimes autosensory meridian response, is a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. A pleasant form of paresthesia. That's a word. It has been compared to auditory tactile synesthesia, because I know what that is, and may overlap with frisson, because I know what that is too.
A lot of people actually don't even feel ASMR. Like, I know you don't.
I don't know.
I do.
But it helps me go to sleep, and that's where I got it from. So it started with like me looking up relaxing sounds or something on YouTube, and then I'd use them to fall asleep. And then, when I met Bailey, I was like, hey, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually experienced
Yep.
ASMR. I thought I was, sort of, because I didn't understand it.
Do you know when you get a shiver when it's really cold and it just goes like from the top of your head to like almost your butt?
Nice.
Like the bottom of your back.
Like?
It's really what it feels like. But it's a lot nicer because obviously when you shiver, it's not very nice. But when it's ASMR, it does feel nice and it does make you kind of sleepy. So it helps.
I mean, ASMR, I don't get that shiver, but it feels nice. It's a relaxing sound that helps you fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
To continue on the Wikipedia article, ASMR signifies the subjective experience of low-grade euphoria, characterized by a combination of positive feelings and a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin. It is commonly triggered by specific auditory or visual stimuli, and less commonly by intentional attention control. A genre of videos intended to induce ASMR has emerged, over 15 million of which have been published on YouTube by 2021. Yeah, I think I got into ASMR, or before it was even known as ASMR, in like high school, mid to late, like sophomore year maybe. It was just like sound, like relaxing sound to help me fall asleep.
For preface, that is 2013. 2014. 2013, 2014. If you say sophomore year, yeah, that would be the year.
Wow.
And I think I've watched some of the old ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
I could do with the old better than the new.
It's changed.
It's kind of gone mainstream.
Yeah. There's trends.
We definitely have our favorites
day,
because I feel like the newer people kind of stick with the old stuff, but the people that have started ASMR back in like 2011, they kind of went a little mainstream.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
People are different.
But here's the thing. They started all the way back then and they've done everything.
They really have.
So they really kind of had no choice but to go mainstream and do like what other people like, because at that point they'd already done everything that they knew.
Right.
So, but for the new people, they can kind of go back to the basics of ASMR, which is cool.
I think ASMR for me started with like somebody flipping through a magazine or like talking softly about something, or like a really boring tutorial and like on a computer or something, and you can hear the soft typing or whatever, like someone explaining something softly. Or doctor's visits, like, but that became a whole genre of its own in ASMR. Is like role playing, like ASMR role playing, which
I'm not a big fan of that.
I'd say most of them are kind of harmless, with like doctor's visits and
airplanes,
air
attendants,
and
flight attendant.
Generic everyday stuff. But then some of them get like
weird.
Very weird.
There's certain genres that I just can't get with.
Yeah, no thank you.
Like there's the ones where they're like biting they have this microphone that is a head actually, and it has like ears, and these women or even men will
Yeah.
like bite and nibble on the ears, and you can hear them doing that. And for me, I'm not much of a like sounds type person. Like
Yeah.
I don't like hearing people eating or like smacking like their lips. It just, I don't know why. I just like every time I fall asleep to it, I just want to throw my phone across the room because it's just so bad. Like I can't, on my day-to-day basis, I cannot listen to that stuff. Like even when Josh eats, I'm like, oh my God, he's smacking his lips. Like, oh God, I can't get it.
I'm guilty of that sometimes.
And so am I, but I can't hear my own or really judge my own, but ASMR, I just can't get into that.
Yeah.
And the inaudible.
Oh, you can't understand where
they're
they're talking. Yeah,
they're
they're saying words, or maybe they're not, but
what?
they're saying it so quietly that you can't quite make out words.
Yeah.
So
that's not my favorite.
I don't mind it.
So I think I started listening to ASMR in 2016 because of you, actually.
Yeah.
You were watching Gentle Whispering.
Yeah.
That's one of the ASMR artists that we still to this day like, but again, a little bit mainstream. If she watches this, and she's not going to watch this, but but yeah, she's a little mainstream now. Ever since Cardi B said that,
Called her out.
Yeah, basically said like she was her favorite. Then she kind of went on the mainstream, and I kind of saw it coming. I was like, if Cardi B's going to be like, yo, listen to Gentle Whispering, she's going to get more people, and she's definitely going to go a little more mainstream.
I mean, she's got her own unique spin on things.
She does. And just as a kid now, so she's
busy.
She's still going. And she posts like she at least tries every few weeks. So, but that's the first person I listened to. And at first I was like, what the hell is this? What is this? Why did you send this to me? What the heck?
Yeah.
But then also I was interested because you're like, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed, but I'm watching ASMR, so I'm falling asleep type thing. And so I asked him to send me what that is. I think you just sent it to me too.
Probably.
You sent me like a few videos, and I was like, okay. So I listened to him, and at first I was like, what is going on? And then literally that night I fell asleep, and then I did it the next day, and then I did the next day, and I have not stopped. I think there's a few times where I stopped watching because I could just fall asleep on my own, but it's few and far between since 2016.
But yeah, I think the routine of having sounds as I fall asleep, because like if it's completely silent, it's a little tricky for me to fall asleep. But I think the habit of falling asleep to sounds started when I was very young, and I would have a fan beside the bed. And no matter what temperature it was outside, it could be, below freezing, and I'd still have that fan on, like blowing in my face, basically. Yeah. And that just helped me fall asleep. No, so I was using basically white noise, but I didn't really understand it at that point.
For me, my parents would vacuum, actually, which is not ASMR at all. But it would also be a little bit of a white noise that would help you fall asleep and stay asleep, because my parents believed that like complete silence was kind of teaching you to not be able to fall asleep easier when you're younger. So it would be a lot harder for me, and as an adult, if like I heard every little sound, if everything was silent when I was younger. So they would vacuum, and they would like clean, they would put dishes away, things like that when I would sleep. But it was kind of a nice like clacking sound and a little bit of a white noise sound. But yeah, I guess that's how I experienced it. Oh, my favorite one, the way I actually didn't tell you this one. So I was in Catholic school, and we would do this thing called like back train. Amazing. I'm sure some of you guys have done it.
Oh, like telephone, but on the back. Like
but
you draw on the back.
And also your arms. The only thing I didn't like was when you like flip your arm and they're like, oh, can you do it on this side? Because the veins always got me. But the top, I loved the top. Like when people would like
you'd
start out
with a drawing, right?
Yeah.
And then, it'd go from one person to the next, and it'd get poorer. Like the drawing would get poorer and poorer. And then when you get to the very end, they'd draw it on a board or something, and it would look completely different from what it was. It could have been a smiley face, and they end up drawing a horse or something.
On my back?
Yeah. Didn't they like you were drawing like a smiley face or whatever, and then go to the next person, they would do another smiley face.
No, we would just do like a back train, like scratching back.
Oh, you just scratch each other's backs?
The kind of crappy thing about it is the person in the back kind of that was like the worst position. So like when you got up to the front, you didn't have to do anything because no one was in front of you. That was the best position. Nice. But then you knew you have to go straight to the back. You ain't getting nothing for the next however many minutes the train would go. And so we would do it like on the back. We would do a train with the arms. It was really awesome. And like that's how I experienced. I think that's probably the first real experience with ASMR because I got tingles.
Like touch, basically, like
Yeah.
the soft rubbing on your back.
Yeah. Oh, and my dad too. My dad would rub my head when I was younger. He would like rub my head, and sometimes you do that too. Like you run your hands through my. He runs his hands through my hair, and that always, like for some reason, just makes me have tingles. So, and that's all my dad.
Mm-hmm. Put you right to sleep.
Yeah, and my aunt used to rub my back when I was younger, and now you rub my back like every day. So
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, that's the first time. I think I've experienced ASMR like all my life.
No, you just
which is nice.
You didn't recognize it. You didn't have a word for it.
No, I just was like, whoa, these tingles.
Yeah.
That's nice. And then now you can watch things and just lay there.
Yeah.
Not really have to do anything to anyone or really like talk to anyone, which is kind of funny. But
I have never experienced ASMR, but I think having the sounds that I could play something and listen to it, but not really pay attention, kind of like I would in school, and fall asleep to that. I think that was nice. And then it started with just looking up like people reading things in a relaxing tone, and then I found a website called SoothTube. R.I.P. that website. That was fantastic. It would be like Bob Ross, like the painter.
Oh, that's
like
nice.
Bob Ross videos.
What happened
were
to it?
Spot on. I think the people that were hosting it just stopped hosting it because YouTube took over. Because YouTube didn't have that many videos, and like to find relaxing videos, it was more difficult on YouTube. And so I used SoothTube, and I could always go back to there and watch videos that I liked. However, eventually I went to YouTube for a while, and then I came back and tried to find SoothTube, and it was gone. And there's a couple of videos in there that I'm never gonna see again, but we're the best. R.I.P.
That's okay.
Yeah, but it has gone
There's
a bit
much content now.
Mainstream, which is not necessarily a bad thing because now you have so much variety and so much, so many people that are, having successful careers from it. And that's fantastic and all. But
like you could do anything with ASMR. Like there's people who I like the more female ASMR artists. I don't know why, I just can't get with the guys, but there's one specific guy that I actually didn't mind, and he would do horror films. He would just show us his collection of horror films and like talk about horror books that he's read and just kind of go into detail, kind of like true crime sort of. But it was really nice to like hear him talk about it, and he had a pretty good voice for ASMR. So
I think most of the artists that I like are female as well. There's one male there's a couple of male artists that I'll listen to. Like he does some like weird videos. Like he'll wear like a monster mask, and he'll do a role play as like some fish monster or something.
Oh, that's
he'll read the manual for like an MS-DOS computer, which is original Windows computer, and he would read the manual. I would fall asleep. He has some weird stuff, but his voice is very nice. And then there's one guy that does a lot of map drawing. I think his name is ASM Arctica, something like that, like Antarctica, but with ASMR in it somewhere. And he does a lot of map drawing and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not for all of the male artists. I mean, good on them, but they just don't do it for me. They don't. It's weird to me a little bit.
I'm not trying to be what's the word? Sexist, but like women are just more soothing.
I think so.
Yeah, they just are. They're less aggressive. I feel like I don't want to say that like the men are aggressive or anything, but their voices just don't do it for me, and the way they tap on things just don't do it for me. And they don't have nails. Like some guys, they have like pretty dull nails, so it doesn't really sound good when they tap. But when women do it, or like, you already know what I was gonna say. But
okay,
like if a guy had nails, cool.
Yeah.
He can tap on things and stuff. But I'm more of I like the tapping and like the scratching type noises, like back scratching things. Yeah, I'm still hooked on those. I
think I'm more of a like speaking or soft spoken person. If it's like just chill, like soft spoken. But yeah, there are some weird genres in ASMR, like ones where they pretend to be like your loved one, boy or girl or whatever, and those are just those are weird. Yes. Where like they pretend to be your girlfriend or your boyfriend.
Mom. Like waking you up to pick you up from a sleepover. I've seen that before, and it's just like, hey, honey.
I'm sure someone likes them, but just not me. Just
that is weird.
Too weird. A little too weird for me.
That is so weird. I remember seeing the like your boyfriend comes and wakes you up from a deep sleep, and I'm like, it's like a teenage boy ASMR video, and I'm like, absolutely not. I am not trying to go to jail. I'm 22 years old. Should not be getting this content on my YouTube.
Yeah, if that's what you like, go for it. But that's just not for me, dog.
For me either.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biting weird. It's the more like sexual stuff for me that I just can't get with. Like that's not for me.
No,
I don't need that.
I'm okay.
So he actually has an ASMR channel.
Well, I do. I just haven't uploaded a video in a year.
Yeah, someone.
I'm sure my
I think
subscribers
the last time,
are.
They're probably like, bye.
Where is he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who that?
I just haven't had the. I want to say the time, but I could.
You
take
could
time
upload this to that.
I could.
Just double upload.
I've never showed my face on that channel though.
Oof. You could just block it out and block our face. Just block my face.
It.
Yeah.
Put a black bar over.
A black bar.
But yeah, I did one for a little bit. I think what spurred me to do it was one of my friends was like, "Hey, you have kind of a relaxing voice." I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then I offered, or he asked, to make an ASMR video on how to, like, a tutorial for a game. And he liked that, so I made a couple more of those, and then did a couple of other videos here and there doing different things. Like,
I think you did one scratching my back.
I don't know if I did.
You did.
Oh, did I? Oh.
You did. He did one scratching my back.
I don't know if I posted it.
I'm not sure, but I was happy.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I have a channel. I just haven't uploaded to it in a while.
So for the next 10, 20 minutes, we would kind of like to try out ASMR, because I actually don't think I've ever really done my own, and you have. So, but I think it'd be kind of fun to do it for this channel and see how it goes.
Yeah. So we've got some items ready. So this is kind of the end of the regular portion of the podcast. So we're going to be getting into the ASMR portion of the podcast. We're going to talk real quietly, turn up the volume so that you can hear us a little better. And then we have some things to play with. So
if you do not like ASMR, you do not like ASMR, this would be the time to leave.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next episode.
Yep.
So we'll break this up into different sections. We'll start with whispering and speaking, and then we'll go into like tapping and crinkling, and then I think we'll end with like chewing and food and stuff, so that, hey, if you don't like this section, you can skip it. So then we'll give a preface to whatever the section is. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get ready. And if you're going to leave now, thanks for watching. Hello everyone, and welcome to ETC ASMR. If you're joining us from the episode, welcome. Today we're going to start with some whispering, and then move on to some crinkling and tapping, and then probably end with like chewing and food stuff and wrappers and stuff.
Hi, my name is Bailey, and I'm here too, and I'm gonna do whatever Josh says. This is my first time, and it's raining outside, so it's kind of nice. Enjoy.
Would you like to start by reading this article?
Yep, this article is about Will Smith and Chris Rock, the altercation at the 2022 Oscar Awards, which for some reason on this article it says Academy Awards. I have no idea if that's the same thing. But anyway, we'll go ahead and start with that. Josh, you can go ahead and start with the first paragraph.
Okay. So, let's see here. Questlove has seemingly chimed in on Will Smith and Chris Rock's altercation at the 2022 Academy Awards.
On Friday morning, the musician, 51, seemed to address the incident where Will struck Rock after the Saturday Night Live alum made a joke about the King Richard star's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, during the award ceremony. Can we finally stop talking about it? Questlove tweeted, seemingly referring to the Oscars moment.
Questlove was in attendance at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles for Sunday night's ceremony, where he took home the Oscar for Best Documentary Feature for his film Summer of School, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised.
Alongside Joseph Patel,
presenting at the Oscars, Rock took a moment to crack a few jokes, including one about Jada's shaved head. The comedian compared her to the appearance to that of Demi Moore's look in G.I. Jane.
Jada, 50, who recently opened up about living with alopecia, was captured visibly unamused by cameras, rolling her eyes from her seat. Seconds later, Will walked up on stage and approached Rock, smacking him in front of the audience and millions watching the telecast at home. Didn't it go like all black like it didn't?
I would imagine it did.
Yeah, I don't even think someone got it on video, but we didn't. Like, if people were watching live, I don't think it was shown.
No.
Yeah, which is quick because it was live. Crazy.
It's a couple seconds behind when it's live, so they have time to black it out.
That's quick. Oh, sorry.
Back at his table, Will shouted to a stunned Rock.
Oh, hell yeah, you go off. Go, say it.
Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. Will went on to win Best Actor for his role in King Richard, while Rock chose not to press charges.
Okay, alright. Next, we're gonna read the lyrics to Queen's We Will Rock You. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street.
You gotta hold it together.
It's so funny. Big man, someday you got mud on your face. You big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place. Singing.
We will rock you.
Boom, boom.
We will rock you.
Boom, boom.
Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street. Gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face. You big disgrace. Waving your banner all over the place.
We will rock you.
Sing it
Sing
out.
it out. We will rock you.
Buddy, you're an old man, poor man, bleeding with your eyes. Gonna make you zombie someday. You got mud on your face. Big disgrace. Somebody better put you back into your place.
We will rock you. Sing it. We will rock you. Alright, that's good.
Now we're going to move on to the different items that we have prepared, starting with
This box. I just got this today at Ulta, and it's a makeup melting butter cleanser by Drunk Elephant. I got it for like $35, and when you put it on your face, it just melts all your makeup off, so it's kind of like a makeup remover, which is kind of cool. I've never had one of those before. So yeah, I'm just gonna shake it. There's a little thing inside, so here we go. Beautiful. On to the next item.
next we'll do maybe this little bag here. So I have a couple of these. One for each of us, I suppose. This is a multivitamin mask. And it just comes in this nice little bag. So I'm going to play with that for a bit.
It's really raining outside. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's boring.
I'm trying not to get any of those like chalkboard sound things.
It's okay.
I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
nice, I suppose. Next, I have this comb. I think it's a nice comb. I use it every day. So I'm gonna flick it.
And while he's flicking it, I'm also going to use my hairbrush. I need to clean my hairbrush out. My God. And that was my hairbrush in this comb.
Next, I do have this box of sewing supplies, and I've used it a couple times, but I think it makes a nice sound. So. That was nice. So I have this bottle of hand sanitizer. And do you think maybe we should put on some hand sanitizer?
It stinks. That was my rain, sorry.
Now that our hands are nice and clean, I got this nice lighter.
That's flammable. Hand sanitizer and fire. I just realized you putting hand sanitizer on.
It's okay. For next, I've got a lighter I'm just going to play with for just a couple seconds. That sounds unique.
Beautiful.
And next I have 2 cutting boards. That works. And now we're going to be moving on to some food items. So if you do not like the sound of eating or lip smacking or anything like that,
Skip this part.
Yep, you may want to move on. So we have some leftover lunch.
And they are dinosaur sweet potatoes. And we have some homemade honey mustard.
we have these little drizzleicious thingies. These are like little s'more rice cakes.
That was everything. Oh my god, something came out of my mouth. That was everything. Yeah.
I apologize for the birds.
It's kind of soothing, though, but yeah.
Okay, and lastly we have a pink starburst and a Hershey Kiss.
Fun fact about Hershey Kisses. Did you know that the little strip, the white strip, actually peels the whole thing? All my life I just used a little aluminum foil to peel it. Yeah. I'm disassociating right now. Sounds like a fire.
So juicy. That was very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's our ASMR for now.
I'm gonna go take a nap
Yeah, we're gonna go take a nap.
in this rainy weather.
It's fantastic rainy weather. I think we're gonna end the episode with just the rainy weather. So, thank you for watching and listening.